Hey everyone, and welcome to the Explainer. So, when winter temperatures start to absolutely plummet, most of us immediately panic about our main water supply pipes bursting. But today, we're actually going to expose this often ignored, hidden monster that's just lurking right beneath our homes during the cold months, and that is frozen drainage and sewer lines. It's a completely different beast, and getting a handle on it is absolutely crucial for protecting your property. Okay, let's dive into this. We've put together a structured survival guide for you, and today we're covering the hidden winter threat, how cold triggers backups, warning signs of blockages, essential winter maintenance tips, and finally, the emergency steps to take. Section 1. The hidden winter threat. Let's take a look at what's really going on underground. Now, what's really interesting here is the contrast between the two distinct sides of your home's plumbing. Think about your incoming water supply lines for a second. They are under this constant, powerful pressure, right? It literally forces water through the system. But then think about your drain pipes. They don't have that pressure at all. They rely purely on gravity and just a smooth, unimpeded flow to carry wastewater away from your house. So when you throw freezing temperatures into the mix, these unpressurized drain lines can quickly freeze, narrow down, or even collapse entirely. And because there's absolutely zero pressure pushing through those blockages, well, that leads directly to hazardous wastewater backing up right into your sinks, your basements, and your showers. Not fun. Section 2. How cold triggers backups. Let's break down the actual physical mechanisms here. The very first mechanism we need to talk about is fog, which stands for fats, oils, and grease. Now, during the summer, if you flush small amounts of warm liquid grease down the kitchen sink, it might actually make it all the way to the municipal sewer line. But in the winter, yeah, totally different story. Your pipe walls are freezing cold, so when that warm grease hits the chilled pipes, it rapidly cools and instantly congeals. Think of it exactly like arterial plaque. It's literally a plumbing heart attack waiting to happen. It clings to the interior walls, making this sticky, ever-thickening layer that acts like a net, trapping passing food particles and hair until, boom, a complete solid block occurs. Let's move to the second mechanism, which is the formation of ice bridges in unconditioned spaces, like uninsulated crawl spaces or unheated basements. Ironically, this one often starts because someone leaves a faucet slowly dripping to prevent their supply lines from freezing. But here's what happens. That slow trickle of water enters a freezing cold drain pipe. And because it's moving so slowly and doesn't have any real volume to it, it gradually freezes layer by layer inside the drain. Eventually, this process builds up a solid ice bridge. It's literally a solid dam of ice that completely stops all wastewater from getting through. Mechanism number 3 is actually happening above us. We call it stack frosting. So your home's plumbing desperately relies on roof vents to exhaust sewer gases and keep the air pressure neutral. During an extreme cold snap, warm, humid air rises through these vent stacks and smacks right into the freezing outdoor air up at the roof line. It then freezes, layer by layer, until the vent is just totally sealed shut. And without that ventilation, it creates a massive vacuum inside your drainage system. That vacuum is exactly what causes slow-draining sinks, gurgling toilets, and eventually the full backups we're trying to avoid. And finally, our fourth mechanism is soil heaving. If you live in an area with a deep frost line, the freezing ground soil actually expands and shifts around. This ground movement puts immense physical pressure on your underground sewer lines, essentially crushing them like a giant vise. For older clay or cast iron pipes, this pressure can easily cause shear fractures and cracks. But it also pushes the pipes out of alignment, creating sags, or what plumbers like to call bellies in the line. And those bellies create the absolute perfect low pockets for water to pool, just sit there and freeze solid. Section 3. Warning signs of blockages. Let's talk about how to catch these issues early. So, is your plumbing currently crying for help? Or you may be missing the early warning signs? Look, catching a freezing drain issue early is literally the exact difference between a quick, cheap maintenance call and spending thousands of dollars in property restoration. So the crucial point is knowing exactly what to look and listen for. First off, gurgling sounds. If your toilet or sink is making weird bubbling noises when a completely different fixture is running, it's a massive red flag, indicating poor venting or restriction further down the line. Second, watch out for multiple slow drains. If the fixtures on the absolute lowest level of your home, say a basement shower or a floor drain, start draining slowly at the exact same time, your main sewer line is failing. And third, foul sewer odors indoors. Smelling sewer gas usually means you have a blocked vent stack or a dried out frozen trap. If you notice any of these 3 signs, you need to act immediately before the whole system ruptures. Section 4. Essential winter maintenance tips. Let's get into the prevention strategies.
All right, here is exactly how you combat those specific winter threats. First, to fight fog, just never pour grease down the drain. Simply wipe your greasy pans with a paper towel and toss cooking oil straight into the trash. Second, to stop those ice bridges from forming, insulate your exposed drain pipes. Wrap some foam insulation or heat tape around the pipes in your unheated crawl spaces or exterior garages. Third, you've got to combat stack frosting by safely clearing your roof vents. Get rid of any bird nests or leaves up there before the first hard freeze hits. Fourth, disconnect your outdoor hoses. I know it sounds simple, but leaving them attached traps water in the silcock and outdoor lines, and that causes localized freezing and cracked fittings. And lastly, you might want to consider scheduling a pre-winter professional hydrojetting. It clears out all the existing scale, tree roots, and sludge before the winter chills arrive and turn those minor obstructions into major nightmares.
Section 5. Emergency steps to take. What do you do if the backup actually happens? Okay, if you suspect an ice blockage has already formed, you must follow this exact order of operations. Step 1. Stop running the water immediately. Turn off washing machines, dishwashers, and all faucets so your sinks or floor drains don't overflow. Step 2. Locate your main cleanout line. You've got to make sure this access point is always unobstructed by snowbanks or winter storage boxes. Step 3. If the frozen section of the pipe is visible and you can reach it, apply gentle heat. You can use a hairdryer or a space heater. But hear me loud and clear on this one. Never, ever use an open flame or a blowtorch on your pipes. Seriously, just don't do it. Step 4. Call a professional plumber. Heavy blockages or frozen underground lines require highly specialized tools, like warm water jetters or professional drain augers, to safely clear the line without bursting your pipes entirely. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. Winter is coming. Are your drains ready? You've now got the knowledge of exactly how cold destroys pipes, the warning signs to watch out for, and the precise maintenance steps you need to take. Please don't wait for a costly freezing disaster in your basement. Take action before the deep freeze sets in. Thanks so much for joining me, and hey, stay warm out there.